Craig. How you doing, Craig? Yeah, that's good, Craig. Yeah, I'm glad you record for me, bro. Pretty good. I wonder how many other bots there are in Discord that can be utilized. We'll never know, because this is the only one I know how to use. Anyways, good evening. I'm not really sure what you really call this at this point. Listeners of the Believe Me If You Don't podcast, we're back again. Another wonderful episode. It's just me again. Believe the boys are off doing things with sure Kiwi and Donkey are still playing Season of Discovery. I really need to get with them to see how they're liking that phase and the new raid that it came along with. And then Jordan, I'm not sure what he's up to, but I'm sure he's doing things. Obviously, Rack, doing his own thing still with school and whatnot in life. So, just want to pop on here, do another episode. Probably has, like the rest of our episodes, no really cohesion. Just want to ramble on about a few things, no real big topics. So, may end up being a shorter episode, but, just want to get on here, do a little bit content and whatnot. So, first thing I want to talk about is Helldivers 2. It is a game that came out, a couple weeks ago at this point for PS5 and PC. It's actually it's a PlayStation owned game, but this is like Sony's first real attempt to put out a PlayStation game on the PS5 and on PC at the same time. So I'm sure they're gonna end up changing that in the future, seeing how this game has had just a tremendous amount of success. I forget how many concurrent players it has right now on Steam. I think it's over 400,000, and it's breaking some records and whatnot. And it's so funny because the CEO is actually tweeting out that their servers are so full that he's recommending people not buy the game currently until they are able to get it fixed. And it's really funny that the CEO is tweeting that out. It actually takes, responsibility for him to do that. Just so he's not just reaching for more money. Obviously, they know the problem and they're trying to fix their servers so a lot more people can play. Because I guess over the weekend too, so many people bought the game that there was queues to get in, and people were literally not logging off the game so that they could stay in the game and not get in the queue and whatnot. But overall, a lot of people are having fun with it. Jordan and I, and actually his friend, I'm not sure if it's a coworker or just like a real life type friend, we've played it a few nights. It's fun. It absolutely is. It's completely different than the first Helldivers that Kiwi and I played, but because the first one was like a top-down shooter, but now it's in third person, and overall it's pretty fun. And being a 90s baby, there was a movie, if anyone knows of it, it's called Starship Troopers. It's one of my favorites, actually. It's cheesy as crap, but it's still awesome. And Helldivers, it really leans into it with the bugs and stuff. So, going to probably do a review with Jordan, and probably next few weeks whenever we kind of really get further into it and stuff. So, but yeah, just wanted to do like a little preview talking about it. Honestly, it's overall fun game. Like I said, we'll try to do a review in the next few weeks. Next thing, little tidbit. Not going to mention the organization, but just organizations out there that take advantage of you and don't do simple things. Uh, let's just throw this out here. Of I'm currently playing in a basketball league, and I feel like, and as my team does, we absolutely do suck. We absolutely do, but they are just not utilizing, I think, some good things that they're basically taking advantage of the money. Like they're just taking the money, and not really using it properly. What I believe and what my teammates and stuff like that believe. So, yeah, it'd be wonderful if they can correct some things. But yeah, that's like I said, I won't mention the name of the organization, just some little things about what I think is wrong. Mainly, they have different leagues, like a ABCD type thing. And in basketball, you don't have like a handicap like you do in golf, where somebody can tell you their handicap and you put them in what they call flights. But for basketball, it's just like, hey, I want to be in C, I want to be a D, and some people are gonna basically fudge and say, yeah, we're not good enough, so let's put us in C. And knowing what knowing that they are good enough to be at least B or A. And that's on the organization to, you know, determine, okay, maybe they aren't, maybe they are, maybe they are not. But let's give them a couple games to see how they're going to do and whatnot. And then we'll adjust. Um, and it should be a fluctuating, you know, league from top down from A to example D. If you were terrible, you obviously should be in the lower leagues. But if you're beating the league, the teams the league that you're in, you should automatically move up, and then it'll balance out because you'll move up and down and then stuff like that. So overall, you know, I'm definitely acknowledging that we suck, and I don't know everything will correct or fix the issues with it, but we out here. Next one is a pretty big one. Um, if you've, I think I talked about it maybe last week or whatever, but one of the biggest anticipated games of this year and definitely this month is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's part two of the trilogy that they're trying to do. It's coming to PS5 on February 29th. I played the demo that just came out. It was a flashback to the Nibelheim incident with Cloud and Sephiroth. Um, and if you consider this that spoiler or whatever, obviously don't listen to this little part. But it was in the original game. They just expanded upon it in this demo. The next demo actually comes out, as far as I know, tomorrow, and it's exploring Junon, which is going to be awesome. Uh, I'm absolutely looking forward to this. I believe Jordan and I are going to do so. It's not coming out this week, but next week, next Thursday, hopefully GameStop does a midnight release, and or not a midnight release, but like a 10 p.m. release, and I can go grab it and have it ready to play. For the foreseeable future, honestly, because it's going to take, from what it says, it's at least 40 hours for the main story, and then upwards of 60 to 100 to like basically 100% the game from side quests and achievements and stuff. So that's absolutely insane and awesome. So it's going to take me a few weeks Um, but I think next episode, Jordan and I are going to do kind of a preview of the game, just talking about our thoughts and whatnot, the hype we're thinking, um, and just really getting into it. And then we'll definitely do a review, but it's going to be a few weeks. Obviously, we don't have the time like you know certain streamers do who get access to it early, and that's their job. So it's going to take us a little bit. I'm going to do my best to play it as much as I can when I can, but also avoid any real spoilers. I played the original game and they're supposedly going to stick to the original story, but they may change up just a little bit, which is always good. And they're exploring more areas of the game, so that's awesome. Um, it's going to be hard to avoid spoilers just because of listening to so many podcasts, being on social media, but I'm going to do my best. Um, but yeah, look forward to that with Jordan, and just look forward to playing that game. So the last thing really got to talk about is the longevity of Power World. If you've kept up with, you know, the gaming scene so far in 2024, Power World is definitely one of the biggest surprises. It's technically not, a full release game yet because it's still early access, and it wouldn't be considered on any real game awards until I think they move into actual beta or something, and that's when it would be considered to be put on game awards and stuff like that. Obviously, if you know anything about it, it broke so many records um, in terms of concurrent players and whatnot. Supposedly, like 2/3 of those players have already kind of quit, and I understand. This game is wonderful for me because I can step away from the computer and do whatever I need to do because there's AFK farming that can be done, and it's so funny. But even when the weekends happened, I legit left it on for like 3 days straight because I would just get so many resources from my pals, and that's awesome to me. Um, I understand some people want to go out and do their own farming and whatnot, but it would be if you had to do your own farming for this game, it would take you forever to get certain materials to do your upgrades and stuff like that. It's very you reach basically a plateau when it comes to leveling, and the only way I've found to really level as quickly as you can is by catching the 10 pals of a certain species and whatnot, and then move on to the next. So, as far as what I think, and the reason behind the 2/3 of players kind of quitting is they've seen the content. You know, they've probably got to mid 40s. The max level is 50. If they've gotten to max level, you know, you don't necessarily get anything for that. You just unlock your technologies. Um, and there's currently only 4 legendaries you can catch. So, like, if you got to max level and your pals are also decent levels, you can go catch those legendaries. I myself, in like level 47, I haven't attempted to catch a legendary. I don't think I can because I don't think my pals are set up correctly. I definitely still want to, but I've def I've really slowed down in terms of playing it as much and leaving it on to AFK farm and whatnot. Um, because I also kind of cheesed my way through the 4 boss or five bosses that you could do. Um, so like I understand why people have already kind of gravitated away from it. Um, but as far as the longevity goes, it seems like they have a pretty good roadmap for what they want to do, which is mainly just adding more pals, more locations, um, and more raid bosses, and like actual raid um, pals in the world that you really want to team up with other friends and stuff on your server. But I think they are being held back from the technological standpoint of their servers and just correcting all the bugs because, like I said, it's an early access game, so you shouldn't expect too much from it in terms of the game working properly. There's still a lot of bugs, but in the last month, they fixed a lot. And it seems like actually Microsoft has jumped in and like offered them some of their like team members and whatnot to help them out because of they've seen the success of this game. So, and then I know Sony apparently is trying to get on the train. Hopefully, they can get that up and running soon because that'll give them another little influx of players coming in, and hopefully they don't take too long before that hype is absolutely down. I'm not sure. Like I said, they have an awesome roadmap, but I'm not sure when their actual content is going to come because most of it has just been bug fixes and quality of life type things. So it has aspects that I would love for Nintendo to take advantage of and implement in their Pokemon games. Um, and I think I think they need to work on the pals in terms of their abilities and be more controllable because your player, you like you have stats on there like health, defense, work speed, stuff like that. And there's really no point in you attacking with your character because your pal is doing so much more damage than you are. They do have weapons that you can use, but if you're going to be going up against like some of these legendaries, unless you have the correct armor, you can't exactly be up in their faces and trying to fight them because they're gonna melt you essentially. So it's all about your pals. So I think it either comes down to making your character a little bit more mobile or stronger in some sense, or make the pals AI stronger in terms of how to control their attacks and stuff. Because you get like 3 abilities and stuff, and they have um, obviously a bar that depletes or whatever once you use them, and they have to recharge it and stuff like that. But I feel like there should be almost a little bit of an auto attack that should be happening while you're waiting on those. Because if you stack like I have an Anubis, and all 3 attacks have over 100-second recharges. So he's just running around basically getting beaten by the other pal that he's fighting. And I just think that there should be like an auto attack mechanic that is, gonna not hit as hard, but at least they're doing some type of damage if you don't bring either a gun or a bow or crossbow, or if you're up in the other pal and you're fighting them and stuff. So I think this game can continue to succeed as long as they implement their money correctly and don't get away from the success that they've already had. So it'll be interesting. I will definitely keep up with Power World. The base building is awesome. If you are one of those people who love base building, um, obviously they can improve on that because there are some little wonky things with it, as is there with all base building games. Like I loved Fallout 4's base building, but it still had it was kind of janky. Um, but overall, I think they can. improve on it, like the base building and stuff. Um, One of the awesome quality of life things is Jaden actually played for me one morning, and she used my grapple hook and shot me across and got stuck on something. And before the patch, if you got stuck on something, you basically had to respawn and you kill yourself in game to and come back. But now they added a really cool thing where you could roll out of if you got stuck. So there's just some more bugs and quality of life things that I believe they're just focused on, which is understandable because they want the game to work properly before they actually implement more content. Because if you implement content, you're gonna have to fix it again too. Because I'm sure this company is not too big, so they probably don't have as many QA testers and stuff like that that you would want as like a AAA game. So, but yeah, I definitely look forward to see what they're gonna do, going forward with it, and it's gonna be awesome. And like I said, Nintendo, take take your pride, shove it down, look at this game, and take some aspects from it. There's no reason that this game should look better than your billions of dollar franchise. Not even billions of dollars. Sorry, I should say the top leading franchise of all franchises in the world. Y'all's game should look better every single time you put it out. I don't care if it's on a year to year basis or every 3 years. Power World should not look better than any Pokemon game. There's no excuse. So please, Nintendo, just take some things from this game, implement them into your game. So, uh, but yeah, those were just a few things I wanted to come in and talk about. Like I said, it's probably a shorter episode, but just wanted to continue with the content and whatnot. Obviously, we're not a serious podcast, but I find fun in these episodes. Hopefully, the boys can get back. I know I do mess with their schedules and stuff because normally we try to record on one night, but it just depends on the night for me being tired and stuff like that. So we'll get back on a schedule. So yeah, we got some good things I think in the upcoming few weeks. Definitely want to do a Helldivers review, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth preview and review, and then in March, obviously, if you know anything about March and keeping up with sports, you got March Madness. So I want to do like a bracket style discussion with maybe just a few things like some icons in the like the biggest icons in video games. Maybe a fast food one, just certain little fun things. Because I'm sure y'all get bored about us talking about certain topics and whatnot. So normally we have no script. We just get on here and talk about maybe one topic that one of us mentioned. So, continue to be that way because, I not that organized. So it feels better. If you go back and listen to some of our first few episodes, it was so scripted and it just did not flow correctly. And now I feel like we have a much better flow and we can riff off each other and it's just a lot more fun. So I'm going to quit rambling, but thank you for listening in the past and hopefully in the future. Continue to, give us some feedback on the question or the QA on Spotify. Tell us how bad we are, how good we are, what we can improve on, what you would like to us to talk about. We'll take it all. So, gonna end it there, and with the greatest sign off ever, and no one to mess it up. And you can always remember to believe us. Or wait, you gotta continue to believe us if you don't. Peace.